Hello, hello, hello. Am I on live? Am I live? Let me see if I'm live. I gotta double check before I start the series. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Am I on live? Am I live? Let me see. All right. So I just verified that I'm on live. I'm looking through another account that I have, so I want to make sure that I was on live for y'all to see. So today we're going to be doing some 3D modeling in Blender. As you can see, I have both Blender and Maya in my midst. But for now, I'm going to go with Blender. I feel like Blender is easier to use for me, although I know how to use both programs. I'm deciding to use Blender as my main choice of 3D modeling. I'm sorry that it's Steam coming up because I have Blender downloaded from Steam, so it's gonna automatically pop up. So right now we have two different models that I'm modeling with. Let me see if y'all could see it. All right, y'all. So before I start, because I'm so excited to do this, particularly working on YouTube during a broadcast for something that means something so important to me, I'm going to go ahead and pretty much break down what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and why this is a part of the process and whatnot. So personally, I love animation. It's one of my favorite aspects of being an art major. By the way, I am an art major with a concentration of new media and animation, and I do attend Southeastern Louisiana University. And one of the main things that we have to do before we graduate is something called a senior project, which is a year-long project that we work on before we graduate, and we're able to present our artworks and stuff in a show at the end of the semester or at the end of the year, whichever way you want to interpret that. Either at the end of our last semester or at the end of the year in which we complete this course. This is a 6-credit course, and I take it for 2 semesters, so I have to take it back to back. And if I fail this course, I don't graduate. So basically, what I'm deciding to do now is doing a live stream of what I'm working on, so that way whenever my professors do have a question as to what I'm doing or what I'm gonna do, I can be like, hey, I got a link to my live stream. Y'all could possibly watch that and see the progress. Now, I decided to start this a little bit last minute. I do apologize because y'all didn't see the steps beforehand, but this did take me all of winter break because I knew what was coming ahead in the next coming days or the next coming year. I knew what was going to happen. I was like, I'm usually a procrastinator. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do the models quickly because the idea and concept that I have kind of is hard to pull off if you are a procrastinator. And typically people who are like me tend to procrastinate a lot, a ton. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all a bit more about my senior project before I actually start the modeling process, because I do need to get all 8 models done and whatnot. So I have a total of, I would say, 8 models that I have to do for this project that I want to get done. And I'm probably only going to really work on 2 out of the 8 because I already have 2 out of the 8 completed. So I'm hoping at the end of this live stream that I have 4 completed. That way, for my critique next week, because I'm one of the first people to go, we have some sort of like understanding of, or I have some sort of understanding of what is going on and whatnot. So without further ado, let's start. So I'm going to be talking to y'all throughout this whole thing, essentially because I do a lot of thinking to myself, and I feel like I could be a bit more entertaining I'm trying to see if these bodies are exactly the same or not, because yeah, this one seems a bit more beefier. I tried to make it more so muscular, but it doesn't look like it from like this part. I don't know exactly how to do it that versus these two bodies have their own like little details. This one is more of a I hate these controls. It's like so hard to switch from this to Maya. It just sucks. I don't know. So I'm kind of just wondering if I should I was hold on, let me slow down because I'm like too hyped. Anyways, so I was just thinking maybe I could do the legs like this instead of human like legs, but I feel like that would be hard to render, especially for my first time, so I'm thinking of just keeping it like this. This is one of my favorite uh, models so far. I've done one before, but I followed a straight on tutorial. This right here is kind of more so like me, and I decided to separate the body parts because it'll be easier for me. I can't just model one thing and then try to model something else. So yeah, that's exactly my thought process into going into this, because 3D modeling is not for the weak. I'm telling you. And I'm seeing I have a mistake here already, I think. Yeah. Um let's see if I can duplicate this. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to a modifier, and I'm going to go to generate and mirror. I want to let y'all know exactly what I'm doing because I was at a point where I didn't understand anything that was going on with modeling until I got introduced to Blender. Blender is like extremely easy to use versus Maya. You will probably most likely see me use that program for like building sets and stuff like that because it's easier to do in Maya. But as far as Blender goes, I'm not sure. Hold on, guys. sorry about that, guys. I do have a little baby bro, so I know y'all know how that entails. Anyways, I'm sorry to keep y'all waiting for so long. However, this seems more so. I don't want them to merge at all. Let's see what I can do here. Grab all the foot and then just move it. If it's anything like a blender, then that can happen. Okay, cool beans. So I flipped it over. So when I go back here, all I gotta do is just press apply. The hard part is this, just selecting these. Then go to, let's see, we're going to merge the, no, not merge. We're going to separate them by loose parts. And so when we go back to object mode, there's just a lot of switching at this point. Then we're going to go ahead and join this one and join that one. And so now that they're on separate layer, you ain't got to really worry about that. Hold on for a second because that really messed up. So hit join and make sure like you click on the toes and stuff like that so you know what it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and move this over to this foot. Like I said, everything is already pre-modeled. All I'm doing is really putting it together. I did not want to spend so much time on modeling because modeling sucks. I would rather go through the animations. So I'd rather have this modeling done. And YouTube is a great way for me to get into this modeling stuff. Hold on, I'm so sorry. I'm getting used to these controls. So I've been like on Maya for like a while. So they use different controls. I might could change the control settings to see like exactly what I need to what I want to use, but I would rather not. So we have these two, and so now that we have these two, we can join them. And I'm gonna do the same thing here, although I should have like messing with this one a lot more because see that foot is a bit higher. I'm gonna hit one on the keypad, make sure they're on the same line because if not, that would suck. It's about right here, I think. Yeah. And then we push it together like this. I think this works. I believe this works. Okay. And so now you click this and then I think it's Control J on here. Yeah. And so now we go to edit mode. And what I love about Blender that Maya doesn't really have, unless you got to go through a bunch of steps, is the fact that you can merge things at the center point. And I know there's like a key for that in Maya, but I don't really understand. I don't really get how to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and merge this at center. So I gotta remember what the hold on, I must have been connected to another one, so let me restart that. Let me click out of space. There we go, merge at center. So whenever it does stuff like that, just go back and undo it and then redo it again, because I was in the middle of modeling and not gonna lie, your girl got a little confused because I was like, wait, hold on, because I didn't select these and whatnot. So I had to like figure it out or whatnot. Now this girl is a bit skinnier than the first two models that I have. And yes, I did use the same base body for all of them. That's why the girl that I want to be more muscular is not as muscular as I would want her to be. So yeah, I don't know how to add a six-pack or anything like that. It would be kind of cool to do stuff like that though, but I don't know how to do it. And I guess since while I'm doing this, since I'm explaining everything to y'all now, I can tell y'all exactly what my senior projects are on. So my school mascot is the Lions. We are all considered Lions. There we go. It's M. Okay. We are all considered lions in our own sense. Our mascot is even a lion, and our mascot's AI is, or the name of the school mascot is Rumi. And I feel as if Rumi, the representation of Rumi and how they represent Rumi as his like friendly lion and whatnot is very interesting, because it feels like he's one of us, even though he's like fake. Like he's not a real like lion. Is a made up persona. However, they actually named the lion after a phrase. So like, hey Rumi, hi Rumi, is like that. So I believe that at some point we just I kind of accepted the fact that like, hey, they named our mascot Rumi. Like I forget what LSU's one is, but like Mike the Tiger, I think. But I feel like a close connection to Rumi because of the origins of his name. It just feels like something that a college would name their mascot. And dang, I totally need to split this up real quick. So hold on a second, because this is going to take me some time. So I was really inspired by the mascot, and plus lions are my favorite animal, but that's not particularly why I chose a lion to represent what I'm trying to say in this particular merge. Wait, no, not merge. Join. In this particular sense. Oh yeah, I definitely got to change that up. Okay, so oh dang, I gotta merge these to join these two. I forgot. So I'm gonna make sure all around that is good. And if you make a mistake like I did, that's typically how you would fix it. Is to unjoin everything or to separate everything and then rejoin it. Although it's not the funnest process ever in life, I do it that way. I'm pretty sure there's an easier way to do it, but like I said, once I learn Blender all the way completely, I believe that it will be fine. Anyway, so I just felt inspired by that particular story. And I was like, I could make myself as a lion and all the people that are around me as lions as well. However, that's not how the composition will actually start. Did I press subdivide? I think I did. I didn't mean to. But I don't think it'll do anything, huh? I don't know. It looks like it's subdivided. Let me see. No. So I was extremely inspired by that story. And I decided to create my own little narrative about myself and the predicament that Rumi's kind of in the sense that he was created to help us. Where's the other geometry? It's not connected. Hold on, let me see. It is not connected. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that means I'll have to connect these two together. I'll just hit Control J. Well, that was nice to know that these two weren't merged. I was wondering where the rest of the geometry is. Another thing I would like to mention, if you run into that type of problem, then just look back to see if they're connected or not. If they're not connected, connect them. Don't know how that happened, but okay. So pretty much, as I was saying, you see these little parts right here. I don't like them because it's not how a natural ankle looks. So I'm gonna change that out as well. I wish it was like Maya in the sense that, wait, what happened right there? I don't want to add a line there and then it adds dents in there. So I might add like another line right there, but I'm not sure what that'll actually do. Let me see. It don't look like it'll do much. You know, I felt inspired by his story. So that's what brought my idea to use lines instead of people to convey my story. So I know you're wondering what my story is actually about. Like, what are you trying to like convey? What message are you trying to narrate? And it's pretty simple, actually. I'm trying to create something that is more hold on. I am trying to create something that is relatable. And what is more relatable than not knowing exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life? I still don't know, and I'm almost about to graduate. So I want to relate to my audience in choosing or deciding in which career they want to choose using music. For example, like Kanye West, a few songs that I know. It was primarily going to be Kanye West's graduation album, but there's a few songs in my mind that I am thinking about using to convey the story to. But the piece in itself is going to be called Graduation. Because not only am I graduating, like literally graduating, but I'm also graduating from the mindset of like having to have everything figured out. So my mindset has also graduated in a sense. I don't know how to explain that any more than what I just did, but I definitely am growing with that mentality that you don't have to have everything figured out. And to those who are younger and they're into this type of thing like animation and 3D modeling and whatnot, I inspire you to use or learn how to use Maya first, because that's more of an industry based program, and then learn how to use Blender, because you learning Blender would be so much easier if you knew Maya. And I always tell myself this, and I always tell my girlfriend this as well, that it is much easier to learn something that's like a program that's extremely hard and tedious than to learn a program that is extremely easy to use. I'm trying to make sure that's connected. It doesn't feel like it. And I was trying to see if I could like add like these to it, but it doesn't seem like it either, because there's no, but I don't want to add like a line here because then it'll add like a little denture there, and I don't want to add a little dent. I don't know, because it didn't do this for the other ones. Let me see. I have to look at this model. This is the first ever model, and you see how the legs don't look like that? I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that model. Oh, it does the same thing here. Huh. I might have to change the polygons. I might go into actual Maya to see if I could add more geometry. Because for right now, this is how it's looking. So back to this. I want this to look hyper realistic, like extremely realistic, to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, that looks like a human lion, because that's what it is. But you know, a lot of people won't come to the assumption that it's a human lion. I think there's, here it is. I was looking for this. I'm trying to move this, but it's not moving. Let me see. It's moving piece by piece, though. Give it that. And yes, I'm using all the same base heads, even for the male. I'm not sure exactly how a male lion's like physical features are that much different from a female lion's, besides the hair that they grow. I've like been trying to compare and contrast how adult male lions look. Let's see if I can find it. Or teenage male lions, let's say that. So this is crazy because that's an 11-year-old male. So technically they already big grown. But they share the same kind of features, except the male lion looks like they have a longer snout, or whatever you call it, that piece. It looks like they have this thing going on. And then the female lion, if I can see it from the side, I think they might have this. I guess it depends on the genetic makeup of each lion. Which each lion in my little art piece is going to be extremely different from each other. I'm really focused more on facial features than anything in this whole thing. So I'm trying to see if I can see a side profile of a lion, because I do have two references that I actually used to create it, but when I was researching lions, I didn't really see any difference. This was kind of a far off picture. Let's see. There it is. It actually looks like Google's like my best friend. I ain't gonna lie to you. No way I can see what it is side by side. Yeah, the males actually seem kind of smaller than the females' snout. I don't want to call it a snout because, yeah, but I'm from Louisiana, so anything that like bridges off the face is a snout to me. I don't care. Um, yeah, theirs is a bit more smaller. Females seem more pronounced and refined. So I might have to think about that whenever I model the males. For surely gonna have to think about that. Also, YouTube's a way for me to like be held responsible for doing my actual project, because I will procrastinate to the day's end. I will procrastinate until I can't procrastinate no more. So I was supposed to play some music in the background, but the last time I did that for a stream, it didn't go well. So y'all gonna have to hear me talk for a second. All right. Also, guys, give me a minute. I have to take a little tiny break. I can see if I can play music now. Hold Hold on a second. I would rather do that. While I'm taking a break. Um, Play some little lo-fi music.
Getting an LLC for your business doesn't have to look like this. Just Google LLC Taylor Brands. It's totally easy. You pick a state, you fill out your information.
All right, hold on. All right, guys, I am so sorry. I'm going to go ahead and take a break now. And there will be music playing. Hello, guys. I'm back. I am back. I'm so sorry. I did have to check on my sick, lovely girlfriend of mine, to see if she was doing all right. She has COVID, so if y'all could keep her in y'all thoughts, that would be great. That would be wonderful. I can't keep the music on. I hope they didn't have any commercials or anything going on there. Usually, I keep it off. So, back to this. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to zoom in or out here. Why is all of this like away? Let's see if I can try to get this more of a T pose. I've heard that T poses are easier to deal with, and I witnessed it in class in Maya. So if I do decide to do this in Maya, I would definitely have to T pose, but I think I'd rather the other way. So, oh, did it too far back? It's Control Shift Z. I just refocus it back. It didn't do too much. Alrighty, go pull this down. Plan on making her head smaller. So let's do that. Not that much smaller, about right. I don't even think that's smaller than what it was. Let me see. I don't think that was smaller than what it was. Think about that small and a bit more narrow. Not too narrow where it looks weird. Now I know y'all wondering, Kiera Barber Animations. What are you trying to do? And that answer is pretty simple. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want this head to be positioned. So that's the back of the head. I don't know why I can't zoom in. Okay, it's easy to do it from the side, but from the front it's like bad. So I guess now I know I have to zoom in from the side instead of the front. So now we're going to go ahead and edit mode. I'm not sure if it will select all of these. Let's see. Usually maybe hold shift double click, or is it control double click? I don't remember. But either way it's not doing it, so I forgot how you select all the edges. So also, if you want to learn how to 3D model, there is a bunch of like YouTube tutorials on here that are beneficial. I'm not sure if there's like any ones that I could specifically link, because I never save my videos, so I can't tell you which ones I've learned from. A lot of them tend to disappear, and then plus the programs that I use kind of change over time. Like this program, Blender changes a whole lot. Maya is one of those that changes, but it also stays the same. I don't know how to explain it, but it stays the same, but it also changes. I don't know how to explain that any further than what I'm like saying now, but Maya is one of those programs that just is inconsistently consistent. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's one of those programs that is like that. I don't know how to explain it. I have a love-hate relationship with Maya. I don't like it, but I don't hate it either. And like my professor always says, he always tells us that like Maya's like make changes that aren't changed. So like they'll probably update something in an update, like a serious update, and it won't be much of a difference, if you will. Like it would be more of like a sudden change. Or like a change that we really didn't need. Or if it is a change that we need, they keep the old version of the thing that they changed. Is that like how it goes, I guess? They keep the older version of what like they changed. So personally, I'm not a huge fan of Maya because of that. I feel like at least Blender has its problems too. Blender crashes a lot, but Blender is extremely easy to use. It's very one of my favorite programs to use out here. I've been trying to dabble into ZBrush, but I heard that you lose all of your geometry, and I don't want to risk that. Mainly because geometry is so important when it comes to animation. Now, if you're just modeling in ZBrush, then modeling's cool, you know. But I've heard so many bad things about the program. A lot of people actually do like fight, or not fight, but like can argue down about ZBrush, and I don't think anyone can really convince me to use it. I don't know. I never touched ZBrush a day in my life, but all the bad things that I've heard about it kind of made me just sit there and think like, is this program really worth it? Do I really want to use this program? What can I benefit from using this program? Like, I be thinking so much because I cannot see myself benefiting from using that. I'm gonna wait that one out because that looks like a triangle, and I'm not sure how that's gonna animate. Which means at one point in doing this, I did something wrong. Okay, and let's see. I'm gonna start at some points in the back. So I'm gonna skip this one entirely and just go here and see how it goes. Hold on. Make sure there's no points around here. But I never really got into the details of how or what my project's actually on. So I'm going to actually talk about that because I kind of just blabble on and on forever and ever, and it never stops. So essentially, my project is about figuring out what I want to do for the rest of my life. Do I want to become an animator for the rest of my life? Do I want to chill for the rest of my life? Hold on just a second. Anyways, guys, I'm back. Sorry, just a little question there. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue explaining. I'm thinking that these don't really need to be like this. Let me see. Because these got too many points. Another thing I don't like with Blender is this. How do you unmerge those split these vertices? Let's see. No, that didn't work. See, that creates a triangle though. I hope that doesn't mess it up. Hold on, guys, just a little bit longer. So, I was an accounting major before I became an art major. And let me tell you, I was miserable. I hated it. I did a whole internship and everything. I did not like it at all. It was not one of my favorite things to do. And I would end up always sketching and drawing at the internship anyway. Instead of doing my work, I would be doodling all over the paperwork. And I would. And my managers would come over and be extremely impressed with my artwork. They'd be like, oh my gosh, why are you in the wrong field? Like, why aren't you pursuing art? And I had major reasons as to why. Don't know what's going on with this. I had major reasons as to why I decided not to do art. Like personal reasons, but in the end, art kind of just won the fight. They were like, yeah, you're not fit. You're not cut out for this. And the thing is, I wanted to do accounting because it was what someone suggested to me. It wasn't somebody I was really close to or anything like that. They just told me that it made more money. Then originally I wanted to be a politician. That's exactly what I wanted to be. I had pretty good argumentative skills in high school. So I thought that, hey, this little asset of mine could potentially be useful in the real world. However, no, not the cursor, center. So I thought that this little niche could be very much useful. However, I ended up falling out of love with it. So I joined accounting as a part of a thing someone told me to do. Or not someone, they didn't tell me to do it. They suggested that I do accounting because I was good at math. But eventually I did not like it at all. I fell out of love with accounting. I was never really in love with it. And I decided to become an art major. And I had no plan or direction or nothing. But my school provides this program, right? That does like animations, and I've always been into animations. Like I've always wanted to do them, but I never knew how. I still kind of don't know how, but that's a part of the learning process, I guess. And so you learn about all these things where it's kind of hard to get a job in this field, and they don't pay a lot of money, like a crap ton of money, and that's okay. And so I decided to just pursue my dreams and become an animator. Although I originally wanted to do 2D animation, my school doesn't really provide much coursework with 2D animation, so I'm okay with 3D. I can learn 2D along the way. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been trying. I've tried multiple different revenues and whatnot to go get into it, but in the end, it's kind of hard to do a 2D animation by yourself without the proper equipment, especially modern day ones. I think that looks pretty good. She looks kind of small. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I could make her face a bit smaller. So I'm gonna put the x-ray back on. She's supposed to be thinner, so I'm assuming that this is gonna go like this. I'm gonna go ahead and use this right here and push it down a bit more. I'm going to smooth the surface because I think that's what I did with the other ones, and that's how they came out. But for the most part, this is looking pretty good. Even her buttocks looks pretty good. Okay, I did my thing. So now that I finished that, she looks like a skinnier lion. Her head's kind of like shaped. Why? I don't know exactly how, like, or what a lion will perceive as like big or not. Also, I wish these had keyboard shortcuts, of which Maya has. Oh, shortcut is shift space bar G. Nah. I think this being much smaller makes it look a tad bit better than what it was looking like before. Not too much smaller though. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. There we go. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and fix these points right here that messed up while I tried to push that back. I'm trying to figure out how to make that square. I'm not sure how to do it on Blender, so if y'all know, let me know. Because if I merge these two together, they're going to make a triangle up here. And if I merge these two together, it's going to make a triangle down here, and that's going to mess up the geometry right here. And then right here, if I close these two together, that's going to be that. So I'm thinking, I'm not sure. There's a way to do this in Maya, but I'm not sure how I would do it on here. Let me see. I could use the cutting tool on here, but then the geometry would have to match the rest, and it won't. It won't line up at all. Hit escape. I am not sure, honestly. If I could just get rid of this point right here, that would be great. Because it doesn't benefit anything besides this point. These little lines right here. Yeah, this does not benefit anything. Hopefully it doesn't mess up whenever I do go into animating it. I like how tall the neck looks too. I did not do this intentionally at all. So these lines are supposed to look super realistic. They also have teeth and this little pouch in the mouth, so that way whenever they get to talking, you can see it. In school, however, we're going to learn how to like do that type of stuff. So like not with the mouth bones. We're not gonna have mouth bones or anything, but he said something about a stamp. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but he said it's so much easier than moving the mouth muscle, so we'll see about that. I don't plan on having them talk or anything until like the last phase of this project. Like I prefer like around the last phase of the project, because the last actual phase is lighting. So I'm hoping to achieve that goal at least. Alrighty guys, so that is her. And she is her. And her is she. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and smooth it out and stuff. Make sure it looks nice. But for now, we're going to go ahead and do this. I got to make sure I know where her elbows are, because whenever they bend, it just look like two cylinders. Alright, cool beans. So, we're going to move this over here. I think the hands are a bit harder than the feet. I'll be procrastinating on this is because putting this together is as hard. It's just as hard as modeling them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even get the thumb right. That poor thumb. I gotta make sure that it looks right and natural, because when you have a stance like that, your thumbs are out and forward. This line definitely looks slim. I am so happy right now. You know, this line looks so slim. It looks so good. Okay. Let me check something real quick, guys. So here I like to extrude. Now, if you don't know the process of extruding, basically you take an object, and let's say using this object right here. I wish I knew how to like select all of them, because usually you could double click on it and then like it works. But let me see. I don't know exactly how I will pull that off. Extruding is the best part of this because it'll create a little wrist and it'll look more natural. So I think on here E is to extrude. So I select the E to extrude, and now just pull this up. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna make it shorter, so I'm gonna scale it, hitting S. And I'm sorry I keep going in and out like that, you guys. Things just keep popping up. So, anyways, let me go ahead and move this over. And move the whole hand this direction. So now I can connect this and this together. Though I might have should have, hold on. I might have and so I'm not always going to live stream, guys. I'm most definitely probably going to post like videos of the process, because live streaming just takes so much time out of, I mean, not so much time, so much energy out of my computer. So I might live stream from point to point, but I did want to show you guys how this works and how my process is and everything. I do keep getting interrupted every time I'm trying to tell y'all the story of how I became an art major. Art is not for the weak. It's not for the strong either, I ain't gonna lie to you. But that's actually a really fun job to do. There's like a tool in, I believe, in Maya that does things like this. So anyways, I could read y'all a synopsis of what my project is essentially about, because I have that much hands-on personal feelings with this particular project. I'm trying to see how I want this to go. Okay. Now, I don't really care about the wrist part, because this is the wrist. The wrist is pretty much not really going to be moved as often. Also, I'm not sure exactly how the geometry goes for Blender. I'm really not sure if you can move triangular parts with rectangular parts or not. And I'll just merge these together. There we go. Now we got that situated. And now we have to do the same thing on the other side. Yay! I think I can read y'all my synopsis on like exactly what I'm writing about. I wrote this down this morning actually. Wasn't last night, it was this morning. So I'll start off by reading it, and then we'll continue on with this, whatever. So essentially, during my 6-year college experience, right, I found myself searching through a maze of questions about my future. I wanted to figure out exactly what I wanted to do in life. So it was extremely hard to fathom changing what I was originally going for, which was accounting, right, guys? So in a sense, it was extremely exhausting and annoying, especially when you have a mother hounding down your back, like, hey, when are you going to graduate? When are you going to do this and that? And so when I finally got an internship within accounting, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing this for the rest of my life. I really want to be an accountant so I can make money. But then I noticed there were a lot of implications that come in with being an accountant. For one, you have to take a series of exams, right? So a series of tests. I forgot what they call it. The certified, the CPA exam. You have to take the CPA exam. And I personally did not want to take that. I suck at tests. I cannot take a test to save my life. I cannot take a test to save anyone's life, actually. I've never been a strong test taker. So then it just led me to the point of no return when it came to accounting. I was like, when it came to trying to figure out what I wanted to switch to. At first, I was going to switch it to be an education major, because that means I wouldn't have much more coursework to work on. I would just be working on becoming a sort of a teacher, like full time. But then I'm like, these kids is bad. And I mean, these new generation wave of kids, they are horrible. So then I decided, my girlfriend at the time, my girlfriend not at the time, my girlfriend during this time, she was an art major. She still is an art major, but she is not much of an art major. Like she is still an art major. She's still part of the fine arts branch, but she's doing more so graphic design, which is also mostly industry based. Believe it or not, it's more of the marketing side of business than anything else. And graphic designer jobs are in high demand, so she's in a more high demand field. So I wouldn't really consider it a 100% art field, although it's still art, and you could still graduate in art with a graphic design concentration. Excuse me, my bad. But mostly art, graphic design is mostly marketing, so you're marketing a product. And a lot of the graphic design concentration people who are in senior project are doing a lot of marketing projects from what I saw, because I'm very nosy, by the way. So essentially that's what they're doing. They're pretty much marketing their artwork so that way they can be in the marketing part of a firm, which is the graphic design portion of the marketing of the firm. They just create what the firm wants them to do. Now, I've never seen someone use graphic design as a form of art before. Photography, yes. Graphic design, I'm not 100% sure. Unless we're talking about around the AIDS epidemic. Whenever they would do graffiti, I would consider that a form of graphic design. But other than that, not really. I've never really just seen it. A lot of stuff is just them marketing products and stuff. So, yeah, if you want to be a graphic design major, that's pretty much essentially what you're doing. You're marketing your skills to be a part of a marketing team. Not just to be a part of the art world, but to have some sort of career in helping someone else's dreams come true, like my teacher would say. So, yeah. Anyways, enough about that, because that's not what I am, an accounting major. So, I made the decision to leave my accounting program to become a part of the new media animation program, concentration program at my school. And so, in order for me to express the experience of the hardship of me leaving accounting to becoming an art major, I decided to use a 3D animation as my medium. So, at this point, I wanted to aim and capture the essence of the struggle that I personally went through in a more whimsical, like, blending animation, musically, short dialogue-y kind of way, to convey the message that I was trying to perceive as far as hardships of learning what you want to do for the rest of your life, because it is extremely hard to figure out, and I still don't have it figured out. But I know I made the right choice in becoming an art major, because I am enjoying myself. I love doing stuff like this. I love modeling. I love animating. It's very rewarding, honestly. It's more of a rewarding experience than anything I would ever know. So, yeah, I have finished this one. Okay, guys, look, we gotta see if we got any holes. So now, the only thing I hate about shade smoothing, is this happening. I'm not sure why this happens. I don't even think I shade smoothed the last time. Oof, that's horrible. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I don't know if I shade smooth this one or not. Let me see. I don't even think I added extra geometry. And I notice her feet are really big. Let me see if I can change that out. So I am basically crafting a realistic, a hyper realistic. Personally, I want it to be hyper realistic because I want to challenge myself a bit more. More like Unreal Engine type looking, but I'm trying to actually see how it will go out. So yeah, something's going on here. I can't tell you what it is. I can't pin my finger on it. I think it did it for the rest of it. It's just the feet. Yeah, it worked for the rest of it. It's just the feet. I don't know why the feet's acting like this. You see? Go ahead and move it out inward. Let me see if adding this will help any at all. Nope, I don't know what's going on with the feet. So let me continue with the idea. So basically in my storyline, I explain that to y'all. It starts off with me because it's really mostly about me. So I start off as a 3D model, a realistic 3D model, and it's gonna be extremely hard to pull that off as well because it's hard to make a model of yourself because you want yourself to look a certain way, but you don't end up looking that way. And so I started off as an accounting major for a room full of lions who are like very snobby and uptight because that's pretty much what the art, what this major is, or what that major was just a lot of people stroking their egos like, hey, haha, I'm an accounting major. I'm trying to see something, guys. Bear with me. I've also became an animator, not to get off topic, to show like my siblings who are also into animation to like learn how to animate and stuff. I wanted to go more into 2D because that's what they seemed like they were interested in at the time. Um, but 3D is just as valuable and useful as 2D animation to learn. So I wanted them to learn how to use it just so we can bond a bit better because I haven't seen them in like, I'll say a little over 2 years. So I'm thinking like maybe whenever we get back and we start talking again, have our parents' issues like all removed out the way. I would like to continue to bond with them and whatnot and learn exactly what they're interested in so I could possibly be of help and use. They're all into it. They're all into art and they're all extremely talented. don't know if my dad just came out with those genes and was like, hey, what's up? I'm good at art. And all my kids are going to be good at art too. So I'm extremely excited to like show them what I know and show them a few little projects that I worked on and whatnot there. It's exciting. I'm gonna have to learn how to enable the chat because I don't see it. I think I put on accident that this video was made for kids. If I did, then oh my gosh, I'm gonna change the settings back. Anyways, guys, so yeah, that's that. So it looks like we're only gonna get one model done during this live, because I do need to figure out what's going on with this one. I think this one looks pretty bumpy. I might have to move that one back some. I didn't run into this problem before. That's why I'm like so confused. I think I should have like extruded it. Yeah, maybe I should have extruded. Hold on. Okay. So I'm about to go back and extrude this so it can become like an ankle. So I wanted to teach them how to do 3D modeling and animation. I don't know, maybe we can run our own little company and become what we need to become. Shoot. And be successful together. So yeah, guys, I do not want to hold y'all up on this live stream trying to figure out what the problem is with this, because I mean, I know a lot of people like to see your mistakes and stuff, like what you did wrong, but for this to happen now is kind of crazy, because it went so smooth sailing for the other ones. And see, it's still doing it. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Well, yeah, guys, I guess this will end the live stream. I guess I will go into way more detail than I did this first time around on what my project is actually about, because I am having trouble trying to figure this out, and I don't want this stream to be too long. So thank you guys for tuning in, or thank you guys who will be tuning in the future. Thank you for tuning in to this live stream. I want you to like, subscribe, share, and press that bell. Okay, so until next time, guys, I'm about to end the stream right now. Thank you for joining in and stopping by.